Hello everyone and welcome back to Transport Fever 2 in the Midwest region of the United States on our modded series. Today we need to fix up a few things. And I've been ignoring a lot of issues for quite some time. And it's mainly our pedestrian lines that have this issue. So we're going to dive right into fixing a lot of these issues up. First of all, Huntsville. Huntsville needs to be fixed. Because there at one point used to be 500 people or more waiting here. So Huntsville-Rochester is the biggest issue on this line. Therefore, we are going to replace that vehicle first. Vehicle's about 23 years old, but we still have to replace it. So if we look here, there's 234 people waiting here. And we come over to Rochester, and there's 137 people waiting here as well. So we're going to update this train. It so far has a capacity of 100, and I don't know what kind of locomotive we're going to give it yet, so let's take a look. So we actually do have this big locomotive here that we got at some point. I don't remember when we got that, but we're going to probably give it this guy right here. And we're going to give it probably 5 or 6. I'm going to give it 6, so it's going to have a capacity of 114. So we'll do that here in a second. And I just have to upgrade it so it's actually an electrical line so it works properly. So give me just one moment. Alright, here goes nothing. With a capacity of 114 and a speed of 75 miles an hour, we're going to go ahead and replace this for $23 million. Wow. Okay, that was a whole lot of money spent. But hopefully that should work out just fine. And then we got the big icon again. I can't freaking win with this. Alright, and then we have Huntsville-Rochester was the biggest issue. Huntsville-Irving is doing okay. It's not doing the best. What kind of locomotive do we give Huntsville-Irving? I forget. So we gave it one of the Atlantics, and I put an additional 6-axle passenger car on here before, so I'll go ahead and just add another one. That should fix up the issue for now. The next issue that we move over to is Rochester. Rochester, we have to give you a little bit of an upgrade. So we would have to give it an upgrade, but I'm kind of considering some alternative issues. Or solutions, I should say, because we are going to be moving forward in this pretty quickly. I want to get a passenger airfield right in here so I can have Irving, Burbank, and Huntsville share it and then send all the planes over to Cleveland. But I want to wait for a medium-sized airport because I would imagine that would make more sense. I can't really figure out exactly what I want to do yet, so we've been holding off on that idea. But I gotta look at some other things because I want to make sure we are actually making money because we've been spending a lot lately more than anything else. So let's go ahead and look at our balance for all our vehicles. Charlotte Construction is probably the one that's not going to make as much money. Well, I did use the new locomotive on that last time. And what I'm going to do is, just to make sure that we are making money, I'm going to remove one of the state carts for now. Huntsville, Wichita. Really? That's not making us money. Yeah, because... Oh... My calculations were wrong. So they really don't send a lot of people back and forth between Wichita and Huntsville. Yeah, you know what? I can take off a thing from that. We got a new airplane now. That's cool. I'm happy we're getting new things. So we're just going to take off one for now. It gives us back $2 million, I guess. So that's fine with me. Alright, this is freaking ridiculous. Irving and Burbank, honestly, some of the worst. It's really just the worst line ever. Actually, Burbank could get an upgrade on its public transportation down here. But I'm honestly getting like 7 people on a train at a time. The one leaving Irving has 7 people. And over here there's like 11 people waiting. I never thought I would have to use a train like this, but I'm actually going to. So this is the train right here, right? Never thought we would ever have to do this before. But we may just end up adding this little M300 on it. It looks so stupid. Capacity of 20 people. If we need to add another one, we'll add another one. I think you can only add one at a time, so... Yeah, look how stupid that looks now. It looks so stupid! Looks like it should be a street cart. Oh my god, that's funny, actually. I never thought I would have to use that locomotive. Oh, we have issues with our bus lines, so we may as well give it a little bit of an upgrade. They're using all old vehicles. We're at least going to replace them with the new ones. We can at least do that for this area. And I'll add 2 more for each line because I really just don't care. That should ease the issue right now. I kind of ignored it, but yet kind of didn't. So I'm fine with that. I have to go ahead and replace some other vehicles that are in very bad condition, so therefore I'm going to do that. Okay, so I ignored one area. And that was over by, what was I working on? Burbank earlier, which I should have not ignored. But I'm coming over here to Lexington because the same issue's happening here. I gotta redo my bus lines is what it comes down to. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it real quick. We're not gonna waste a bunch of time on it because I wanna give you guys some more content instead of me explaining my thinking for literally every city. So I'll just do that after. Okay, so here we go. I sort of helped the issue. So we have two separate bus lines, which we had before, but they all hit the same locations, just one going clockwise, one going counterclockwise. So we have them going in different parts of the city now. We have the blue one heading over this side, right over here, and then we have the red one hitting the other side. We may have to replace some vehicles here and there. I actually upgraded them to the Schneiders, but I think there's only 2 per line right now. So we may have to edit that over time. Now, since I did the same thing with Burbank, I'm actually gonna go ahead and change it because I have to apologize to Burbank and just fix their issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that as well. All right, so here we go. We just edited our lines. So they kind of go in a circle through the side streets and then the main street. So whatever, they're very symmetrical. But that's how it's gonna work now. So hopefully both bus lines can focus on the most important parts. We may have to add more buses at a later date, but I am not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, I think that should do it for now. So I know Rochester's still having the issue. We're still having a few issues here and there, especially Cleveland, because Cleveland and Rochester, they meet up. There's a lot of issues right now. It's just how it works. But I want to see if we can get in a project of some sort, and maybe it can be a little bit more interesting than last time. We could grow a lot more than what we're doing right now. So what am I looking at? Well, I'm looking at least one thing. So Huntsville right now can accept some tools. It does accept about half of the construction materials it's able to process right now, which we could always increase, but we could also accept tools, which would make the city basically explode in population. So all I would have to do is match up the forest here and the forest up here, either or, doesn't really matter, I don't think, at least for right now. Have it come down to the sawmill, all the way over to the tools factory. Yeah, so you know what? I think I'm actually gonna do a speed build of that. So let's waste no time and let's get straight to it because this one's gonna be a little bit interesting, I think. Okay, so I finished this line. I kind of try to use a little bit of creativity, but nonetheless, we finished it. So we have our forest right here with a little truck pickup. We have a truck that will come around through this highway, around the city, and straight to our sawmill, which takes a train all the way down over to Rochester, right down here, where our tools will be processed and further delivered to both Rochester and to Huntsville. So that's cool. I think I'm gonna probably bring them to Huntsville first, or at least send a few trucks over there, send a few toward Rochester as well later, just because Rochester's kind of having issues with fuel again in their delivery system, so I'll overlook that once again. So let's get started by actually purchasing vehicles for our timber line. We're probably going to pick something that can haul quite a bit. We got our fast speed train, the first one, the Pioneer Zephyr, so we'll end up using that at some point. But we have the Ford, and that's the only vehicle I think we're going to use for right now. So I'm going to purchase 10 of these guys, and we're going to set it to Burbank logs. So they will deliver some wood over to our sawmill. I think our sawmill is going to get the Mikado, and then it's going to get... what's it making? Tools, right? So it's going to get some box cars. Those are gondolas. And we're probably going to give it 6 for now. We'll just give it 6 for now so we don't waste too much money. What was it? Burbank planks? Yes. No, they're planks! Not box cars! We didn't make the tools yet! I did it again! God damn it. Alright, all we had to do is pause it. And we'll go back and fix it by just doing this. There we go. Lost an additional $3,000 because 3 days passed by and the value dropped increasingly fast. So now that we have that going, that should work great. We just have to work on the delivery aspect once it starts to get moving a little bit. But other than that, we should be fine. And we're going to go ahead and update you like that. Cool. Stupid little train. Looks so stupid. Oh my god. Is it actually carrying 20 people? It is. Is it having a backup though? It's really not having an issue. It's like once it gets here, it's going to start carrying 20 people. So pathetic. Really is. It's the most pathetic thing that I think I've ever built in this game so far. Okay, so enough time has gone by to where our train is just about to go ahead and pick up some planks. Not very many yet, just because we probably need to add plenty more vehicles to it. So therefore, we are actually going to get our delivery system started. And how we'll do that is by first adding in a little pickup station, and then we're going to go ahead and have a drop-off point for Huntsville, which should be, if we look at our map, it may not need to be expanded. We have our drop-off point right over here for construction material. No wonder why we have such an issue transporting to all the facilities in here, because we only have one drop-off place. Pathetic. No wonder why we're only hitting 50%. We're going to have to redo that part as well. So actually I'm going to hit another spot by actually going ahead. I'm going to say we're going to have a drop-off spot right. We'll keep it right there. We'll also have one down here and down here as well. We'll actually keep that one for our tools as well. We'll have our tools drop off right here as well, I think. Yeah, I think so. So we're going to redo Huntsville delivery, or at least for construction delivery. We're going to have it hit right there, here, and here. We're actually going to name it Huntsville Delivery 1, just for simplicity's sake. And then we'll name the other one Huntsville Delivery 2. It's kind of hard to see it. It's a weird yellow line that's actually kind of hurting my eyes. Just hits these two bus stops right over here. So this one, that one. And we're going to add some vehicles to it. And I'm actually going to have the vehicles come out of Rochester just because it's closer by. And we can start sending tools over there too. But I want to get Huntsville started first because I'm greedy for Huntsville. Really, that's the only reason why. I'm just going to give it 10. So that is now set. Go over to Burbank, and we're going to add some more Fords to our line over here as well. There we go. That should do it for now. The only issue that I see is that we have a truck that goes into a train line and then into another truck line. So therefore, we want to make sure our train is actually profiting, which may take a little while to get there because as you can see, there's only 2 carts on there. So we just have to keep an eye out for that, make sure there's no further issues. Not to mention it's time to upgrade this road as well. We also want to make sure we have a crossing thing there. My face is in the way, you can't see it. And a crossing thing down here. Ah, there we go. It looks so much better now. We actually have proper railroad crossing, barriers, and then we have better roads that go throughout in between Huntsville and Rochester. So that's really neat. I like how we're getting rid of a lot of the dirt roads because it looks so much better now. Oh my god, look at that. We unlocked a new plane, unlocked a new boat, unlocked a new locomotive with a coach car, and then 3 new vehicles. Wow, that's a big year. What year is it? 1935. You're developing some good things in 1935, aren't you? Oh my god, one thing that I didn't notice is that our boat line has been bringing people across quickly, and there's 50 people waiting at Charlotte Blue, which have old vehicles as well. So we're actually going to go ahead and replace those vehicles and give it the Schneiders. And then we're actually going to go buy an additional Schneider as well, so we can actually be able to deal with the demand that we have for that. Oh, that was close. I didn't really realize that until that got big. So I come back over here to the Huntsville-Wichita line, right? You remember how we knocked off a vehicle? Now we're at full capacity on the vehicle. So I don't know why that's happening, but we're going to go ahead and add another locomotive car on there just so we can make sure that's fixed now. As it is, the one for Huntsville-Anchorage, really busy. They still are hitting max capacity on them, which I'm very surprised about, because down here you could fill up a whole nother train of this. So we're actually going to go ahead, edit this, add another one on here. Alright, but for now I think that is it. So I thank you guys for watching this episode. We're hopefully going to do some new weird projects for the next episode. And be sure to subscribe if you have not already. Like this video to help support out the channel. I would highly appreciate it. Any comments or suggestions would be greatly appreciated as well. So hopefully I can incorporate that into maybe our next video. Other than that, I shall see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.